Hello, welcome to weekly reading vlog number 7, I think it is. I think it's the 7th week. So, what are the reading plans for this week? You may be asking, as it is a reading vlog, although I'll probably put it in the title and probably in the thumbnail, so maybe you're not asking, but the reading plans. On my actual TBR is the first Percy Jackson. This is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and this is book 1, The Lightning Thief. This is my official TBR. This is the only book I'm committed to reading this week. However, if I do finish it and feel like continuing on, I have found the other 4 books in this series out. And I think, to be honest, I'm just going to read this series. That's all I'm going to concentrate on this week. I have a lot planned for this week, but it's already Wednesday now. Yeah, I haven't read Monday or Tuesday at all, so I just haven't picked up the camera. But it's now Wednesday and I am really knackered from the first couple of days. I've been very heavy on the editing side of things. I've spent basically the last 2 days sat in front of my computer editing. So I figured I'm going to have a bit of at least a lazy morning and do some reading. I really don't know where this is gonna go, to be honest. I might end up having a lazy day. I might end up just doing stuff tonight because I work better of an evening anyway. But yeah, I thought I'd start the video and say I'm gonna be reading Percy Jackson. I guess I should do the synopsis for book 1. So here we go. Percy Jackson is about to be kicked out of boarding school again, and that's the least of his troubles. Lately, mythological monsters and the gods of Mount Olympus seem to be walking straight out of the pages of Percy's Greek mythology textbook and into his life. And worse, he's angered a few of them. Zeus's master lightning bolt has been stolen and Percy is the prime suspect. Now, Percy and his friends have just 10 days to find and return Zeus's stolen property and bring peace to a warring Mount Olympus. But to succeed in his quest, Percy will have to do more than catch the true thief. He must come to terms with the father who abandoned him, solve the riddle of the oracle, which warned him of betrayal by a friend, and unravel a treachery more powerful than the gods themselves. I also should mention this is a reread for me. I have read this series before when I was younger. I think it's probably about 14 when I read them, so it's been just over 10 years. And basically there's now a lot more books out in this world. I've never read further than these original 5, but I think we've got 5 books in another series, then another trilogy, and I think there's a duology as well, something like that. But there's loads of books centering around this world and by the author Rick Riordan, I think that's how you say it. So yeah, I'm just very much wanting to reread these so that I can fully remember. The thing is, I feel like I do remember bits and pieces, but I definitely don't remember them fully. So yeah, read those, and then at some point, hopefully this year, but just when I get the chance, continue on with the rest of the series as well. Okay, so I'm on chapter 5. We're now at Camp Half-Blood. We've had the background information, and now we're there, and we're just about to learn all about Camp Half-Blood, which is really, really exciting. And yeah, so far the only thing that's really standing out new for me is I really do love Percy and Grover's friendship and how they interact with each other and how they are to each other. But yeah, pretty much just going with the flow still. We're only 5 chapters in, which is that much. But yeah, it's going good so far. Okay, so we've got our little riddle from the oracle, and they've set out on their quest, on their adventure. And yeah, it's just really entertaining and really interesting. Honestly, because I already know the twists, it's interesting to see. Obviously I don't think I'm as focused on it because I already know what's going to happen. But I feel like there was a lot of groundwork put in to give you so many hints beforehand. I feel like the first time I read the book, I had figured out the big one. You got plenty of hints to what god Percy was going to have been fathered by, if that makes sense. But I feel like a lot of the other stuff, like maybe I thought, oh, like this might happen or this, but I don't think I ever guessed anything 100%. But like reading it again, you can really see how they put all these little hints here and there in it, and yeah, really how it comes together. Like, we haven't had more reveals yet really, but I've noticed so many hints towards what's going to happen and like what reveals are coming. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it and I'm having a good time. I'm well over halfway now. I think I'm somewhere in chapter 15. Chapter 15 is 219 pages in. But yeah, having a really good time and excited to keep on reading. Okay, so I've got to chapter 18. They're pretty much almost at the end of their quest now. All's going good. There've been a few turns, a few twists, but yeah, overall still having a good time and still really enjoying it. You can kind of see that's how far of the way through I am. And yeah, it's going good. I don't really have a lot to update on. They're literally just following this quest, meeting different monsters, meeting different gods, meeting different people. And I'm pretty sure that we're about to actually go to the underworld. So yeah, all good. All of it's happening. And I feel like the next couple of chapters are where it's like really going to happen now. So yeah, I'm excited. Okay, I finished Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. At the end of it we got the final betrayal, like they didn't leave us hanging until the next book, and we got resolutions for all the characters, but it also ended up with like, we'll see where everyone is next summer sort of thing. Like there's definitely room to keep exploring, and I think that's why this book worked so well, because you could just read that and you could go a while before reading the next one and it'd be okay. Like the majority of things that needed to be rounded up and finished were. So yeah, really happy with it, really happy I'm reading them. I'm going to give it 5 stars, I've decided. I think it deserves it. I was enthralled and encaptured by it even though I've read it previously. So yeah, even though I knew what twists were coming and what was going to happen, I still couldn't stop reading. So that to me, like, I'm there. So now I'm going to pick up book 2. This one is The Seer Monsters. I probably won't read much of this tonight because it's already after 10. But yeah, as and when I'm reading this, I will check in. Okay, so last night I read the first 5 chapters of this and it was really good. We kind of got reintroduced to all of the characters, saw the characters that are going to be involved like meet up, talk to each other, figure out what's going on, what's the current situation with everything. And yeah, it's a good time so far. Not too much has happened. And obviously I'm not really making this spoilery, so like the only thing of note that's happened would be a spoiler. So yeah, the camp has changed in a few ways from last summer to this summer, and that's impacting everything that needs to happen. And I think that's the best way I can word it. But yeah, I'm having a good time so far, and it looks like yet again we're going to be able to go on another adventure, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so I've got 2 chapters left until I finish the book, which is very exciting. It all looks like it's being wrapped up nice. Everyone's like talking, there's chats going on, making sure that everyone knows everything. We get all the information because we see all these chats. It's all great. But I know that within these next 2 chapters we also get quite a big reveal. So yeah, I'm excited. I think there's only about 20 pages left, so it's not a lot, but yeah, I think this is going to lead on very nicely into the next book, which to be honest I'll probably just start later tonight. So yeah, I'm having a good time. Okay, so finished book 2, Seer Monsters, and I'm going to give it 5 stars. I think it was really good. I don't think it was quite as good as the first one, but not like a whole half a star difference. So I'm going to stick with 5 stars. I'm really happy I read it. Really intrigued by the ending. Obviously it's a reread, so I know what's really going to happen, but it still intrigued me. And yeah, I'm probably going to start book 3 before bed. So I'll either check in then and do like read the back of the book. I might have spoilers because we're up to book 3. I'll decide what I'm doing basically when I read book 3. When I'm starting it, I'll figure out where to go from there. Okay, so I did start listening to this one last night, but it was way too tired to film. So quick update, This is Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. It's good so far. I've got to chapter 4, I believe. Yeah, I'm on chapter 4, and so far the introductions have all gone good, and like it's really interesting because obviously I know things that happen, but I feel like my memory's not as good with this one because, for instance, one of the characters that's just been introduced, I didn't remember that he ever had a sister, but we've just met the sister, so he did have a sister and stuff like that. So I feel like this is going to be a bit more of a newer experience for me, because although I've remembered the basic premise, I really don't remember that much, and I don't remember a lot about the hunters either, who've just been introduced. So yeah, having a good time, enjoying reading it, and yeah, to be honest, I don't think I can read the back without spoiling too much, but if you have read books 1 and 2 and do want to know what this one is about, also here is the back. You can pause the video now and read it. But yeah, except for that, I'm just going to keep reading today. I am basically cleaning the house today, and I found an audio book for this on YouTube, so I'm just going to listen to that whilst I sort the house out. So yeah, I'll check in as and when, but to be honest, there's not a lot to say whilst I'm remembering what's going on. But if anything surprising or shocking happens or something really interesting, I'll pick the camera up again. Okay, so I'm at chapter 12, still really enjoying it, still having a lot of fun. It is now Saturday evening, I'm about to go to bed. I'm probably gonna try and read a bit before bed, but I don't think I'll finish this tonight, so I'll probably just try and finish this tomorrow. And yeah, which does unfortunately mean I've probably only have got through the first 3 books of the series this week, but it's okay, it's all good. I tried, and hopefully I will complete the rest of it sometime soon. But yeah, really enjoying it still. I have found, because of it, I can remember, like, so one of the big things that we don't know about a lot of characters is who their, like, parent that's a god is. And I can remember that there's points, I don't know if it's in this book or later books, where we find out who some of the parents are. And I'm definitely noticing, like, hints in this book as to who the parents are. So that's interesting. And yeah, obviously I don't think I would have picked up on them not knowing who the parents are, but looking back now, knowing who these people's parents are and seeing things that are happening, it's really good, and I am enjoying that aspect. I do think it's something that I'm getting out of it because I'm rereading it, not because I'm reading it for the first time. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting and add it in. But yeah, I will probably just check in tomorrow once I've finished this one now. Okay, so I finished book 3 actually very early hours of this morning. I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the first 2. And yeah, I had a fun time, I had a good time. I think this was the first book that I truly started to feel like rereading it was giving me more out of the book than just reading it. Not more out of the book, but rereading it was giving me a different perspective on things that were happening during the book than if I was to read it for the first time. So that was really good and really interesting. And I think this is also the first book where I've truly felt like it's piqued my interest more and made me want to pick up more like Greek mythology books and Greek mythology retellings and stuff like that. So yeah, overall really good, really enjoyed it. The story arc, the whole like hero quest, really good, really great. I do think maybe if we didn't know the entire Oracle messages, because you know every book that we go on a quest we know what the Oracle say is going to happen, so I don't feel like anything is a massive surprise. It's just a surprise who and when it happens to. But yeah, overall really good, really enjoyed it. We'll definitely finish the series at some point. And yeah, so for this week I finished books 1, 2 and 3 of the Percy Jackson Heroes of Olympus series, and I'm really happy with that. I think this was a really good, nice read, and it really put me in a good mood and read to continue on to next week. Honestly, next week, which is like tomorrow for me, I'm going to start doing a classic reading week. Like I literally have like 3 classics and a retelling that I want to read next week, hopefully, fingers crossed, if I manage to in such a short amount of time. And I think that's going to take a lot of mental energy, so I think this is a really good one for me to read now. But yeah, that was this reading week. I'm really happy with how it went, and I'm really happy with how this has turned out. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, do give the video a like. If you want to see more like this, subscribe down below, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.